Okay, so a quick update of the CNC and what's been happening with it. First thing is this guy, the Makita router. I went from a 400 watt spindle to a 500 watt spindle, and I don't know if those spindles are iffy, but they were registering well under the RPMs, I thought, and they weren't cutting well. So I switched to the Makita, and it seems quite a bit better. It does give you limited options. The collets are, you can easily get collets for 1/8 of an inch. You can get a collet for 1/4 inch, comes with the collet for 1/4 inch. 3/16 is possible too, and you can get a slightly larger 3/8 one, although I've not been able to actually achieve purchasing it, which would be nice because a lot of the stuff I have is 3/8. That works much better. The other thing we have is, since I double belted this thing, putting dust covers on over the belt seems like a good idea, because you get crap in between the belts. Like, for instance, can we actually see into there? I don't know that we can. Anyway, deep down in there between the two belts fills with dust, and then the belts don't connect together very well, and then you start getting skips. That's not awesome. So I have another cover for this that goes over this and covers this whole area right here, and so that should be good and should take care of that issue. Another thing that I've done is the lower wasteboard is really a cool thing, because I can put temporary boards on top to build things up. It's big enough, the whole thing's low enough now because of redoing the base of this thing, that I can actually fit a vise underneath here if I need to, which would be kind of nice. But it's basically the biggest issue with the machine is vertical cutting area. It just doesn't have much, and by the time you put a wasteboard down, there's very, very little. And now I have enough to actually put a vise and do something useful with it. So I like that aspect of it. The whole thing, the whole machine seems pretty stiff in general since I put these guys vertical on the edge, and then put 4 lower bars down at the back. Well, actually they're on the bottom, but you can see them at the back. The machine's pretty stiff and pretty good in that regard. So that I like. The other thing I've done is I've gone to the big monitor, which is nice because I can run all the cutting stuff on this thing, and that's all running off a small computer down here, which is way too open because I have to blow the chips out of it every so often, which isn't great, but it beats having a laptop out here. And the Amazoned purchase mount for the monitor is, all things considered, pretty cheap and pretty solid. The box is still the same as it was before. I'm going to switch this over to a black box control system. I just haven't done it, and then when I do that, I'll mount it up on the front of this thing in kind of this area here, because it's short enough that it'll fit on this, and then I can also put the power supply in there too, and that will thin the footprint a bit. The whole machine thrashes enough when it's moving around to actually make the fact that I have it on sawhorses more of an issue, but that can be fixed, and I just need to cut some lumber. So that's the basics of it. Would I buy this thing again? At the price, it's hard to resist. A work bee would have given me a little better area for how it goes, and I would probably prefer to jump straight to the lead screw based design, but that's easy enough to add. In fact, I have some kits, I have some aluminum, and I'll probably do the X-axis lead screw first. So I think it should be good.